Hey guys, hope everyone is great. The biggest enemy for smart money concept traders is undoubtedly pullbacks, market pullbacks. So I took a trade in gold last week based on the analysis that we did. Here's the analysis. We had this point of interest here, and price was about at this place. We were expecting price to sort of hold in this POI and have it collapse to the downside. Actually, what happened is that we ended up taking trades around this area and at sell positions. We're gonna talk about them, but the biggest issue here was that I was, for a reason, confused when price started breaking direction in the opposite when price started breaking structure, in the opposite direction. And I had to remind myself of the concepts of pullbacks, and let's talk about them right now, and I'll show you what I mean. I hope this helps you in your journey and also in properly analyzing the market fractally, because that's where it gets people the most. All right, this is the 15-minute structure. We can tell that price is moving to the downside. Reason being, there's a break of structure here. So when price broke here, we're expecting that it returns back to a 15 minutes POI. Okay, so when price comes here, you can easily take a trade here and then you target this low. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. Most people who take trades this way can face situations where price actually obliterates this POI and you are taken to a loss, right? So for you to ignore such situations, you need to have furthermore confirmations when price reaches your POI. This is when the lower time frame comes into play. Okay, so when price comes here, you need to see price breaking structure in the lower time frame, proving that we are actually going for a sell or bearish movement. So when you see this on a lower time frame, you want to position yourself to a point where you realize that, okay, now price is proven to be breaking structure lower, so definitely we are taking a sell here. So where does the issue of pullbacks affects traders, myself also included? When this happens, when price comes to this POI from a 15-minute time frame, I would get a confirmation at a lower time frame that price is actually selling, and I would have entered in any of these areas. Okay, I will show you some of the entry criteria that I use. But what normally happens, price starts breaking structure to the other side now, and as a beginner back then, when price changes market direction and breaks structure to the opposite side in a lower time frame, I get confused, and for some reason, I don't know why this always happens, I start buying the market. I'm not sure if I'm the only victim of this. I start buying the market with hopes that it will continue going up because I'm stuck in a 5-minute time frame or a 1-minute time frame for that matter, and price has been breaking structure to the upside. So what normally happens in these instances, price then aggressively moves lower and goes to my direction, the initial direction I had. If you're a victim of this, I'm sorry, you're not alone. So this is how you actually have to combat that, right? So you always have to keep your higher time frame perspective. What do I mean by that? If price hasn't in any case broken above the 15-minute POI, whatever happens here doesn't matter. Okay, let me just clear up everything for ease of reference and so that we can all see. It's all clear, right? Okay. So what I'm actually saying is that if price hasn't broken this area and went above this high, we can't consider bullish moves. As long as price is still within this range, price can do whatever it wants, right? We will still believe that it's selling, more so when it has held on the point of interest. You got that? I hope so. So you will see, or rather you'll receive confirmation of your direction being met, and you'll see price pulling back from that direction. You should not be alarmed and start looking for buy setups. You should still keep your directional bias and look for opportunities when the market actually continues to that direction. So let's just say you were taking for a break even here. So what happens, you got into a trade there and then it pulled back and you were taking out for break even. You would need to position yourself to look for another sell here to take price to them towards the target. Okay, are we good? Okay, we're great. Let's continue. Let me show you some of my trades that I took actually. These are the positions that I took. One was taken out for a break even and the other one was I think it was 1:6 RR. So this one I entered at this area and price gave me a little bit of heat, and instead of it hitting my target area, because I had a 50% target TP here before other target points that I'll share later, it actually reversed back, and by far this is the only trade I could actually keep in record. Let me see, this is the one. So I entered there, price went down, it should have hit TP but it didn't, and actually took me out for a break even, as you can see here. So the second one, these are the wins for the second one. So we will also talk about the price point, as someone can say this is just a peeplet, I don't know, or point difference, but I'll talk about why this is the case. Okay, good. Now that we're done with that, let's get into the actual trades. Let's talk about the pullback. I'm not gonna waste your time. I'll try my best not to waste your time. I hope this doesn't look scary. It did look a bit intimidating for me. There's just so many moving parts here and so many markups, but please bear with me. Okay, this is a 5-minute slash 15 minutes range. So when you open up your chart before you trade, please identify your range. Okay, so we're gonna use this just for guiding us. Please identify your range. What do you want to see price doing? You want to see price approaching your point of interest. Okay, and as price approaches your point of interest, you want to see price breaking structure to the opposite side, proving that it has approved your POI. Okay, this was the POI, 15-minute slash 5-minute POI. I trade intraday, London and New York, both of them, and I didn't trade while price was still here. My session started 10, be it London. So we see price climbing here towards this POI. The POI, by the way, is your last push before the downward move. We'll talk about it later. But price started breaking structure here. Okay, so I'm not already on my station. I don't see what's happening. So I only started seeing the market while it was still here. So price started breaking structure lower, proving that it supporting that this POI is valid. Okay, so it further went on and broke structure. What I did, I identified a 5-minute order block or candle or whatsoever you want to call it, and it was about this range from here to there, hence this rectangle. Price reached back to it. We'll talk about it. The 50%, I'm sure you guys know it. SMC traders, come on, you must know that. The 50% thing and whatnot. Talk about it in later videos for reference to those who might need to know it. Price continued breaking structure lower. This became more interesting. Remember, our confirmation that this POI is actually valid is when price changes direction at a lower time frame. Okay, and we position ourselves to take trades when price breaks structure and continues in that area. POI 5-minute, 15-minute POI is valid. 1 minute is breaking structure. Here I was with an entry here when price broke here and retraced back. Here I was with an entry here, expecting price to come here, probably roll back up and then continue towards the targeted area. I'll talk about the targets just about now. But look at what happens, guys. This is the trade that actually it was a break-even trade. I'm not sure if I could show you guys the break-even. Let me just see if I did. Oh, it's this trade. This is this trade that broke even. Okay. Okay, good. So what happened here? Price started changing direction. I'm not sure if you guys can notice that. We started breaking structure to the opposite side. This is a break of structure. And for some reason, my mind was like, okay, have we started shifting bullish now? And I'm not sure. I think I was in a coffee shop, having coffee with a friend. I'm not focusing in the market so much. I almost had a trade where if price breaks this high, I will take price back to the POI, you know. And it wasn't just when I went back to my notes, then I realized that this is actually a pullback. All right, guys, pullbacks will happen. They always happen in the market, and they can happen as far as the market maker wants to make them. All right, market maker, hence market maker. You have as many pullbacks, but if you are able to spot the highs and the lows of the market, pullbacks are not an issue. They shouldn't be an issue. All right. So what later then happened was that after the break even that I got here, I had to further wait for price to break structure to my original direction before I would continue trading. I missed an opportunity here. So when price started breaking structure here, I missed an opportunity. It further broke structure there. I missed that opportunity down there. It further broke the structure. I missed that opportunity. But when it came back, broke the structure, you'd almost think it's going bullish. But then it broke this low. And then my entry criteria actually was, it had to be below this. But for some reason, because I saw, if you trade gold, you know that they always eat out equal lows. This is their daily bread, and they always eat out daily lows or daily highs. So my entry criteria here, if I were, let me remove everything else because you guys don't have to be confused. Okay, great, good. I should have entered here and then maybe stop loss above there. So this should have been my setup. Do not be alarmed by this move right here. It actually happened after this one. You could, I'm not sure if you can see this week, this week, that actually took us to our target. Okay, this should be how the trade was should have been entered. However, I think I was in a road or something and I ended up entering at the top. I'll just share my entry criteria with you guys soon enough. And then we hit TP. Good. So the reason why, just to answer some of the curious traders, the reason why there's only just is it a point or a piplet, I don't know, between the entry and the exit. This move happened in the speed of lightning. I'm not sure if you guys know, but when the market moves very fast, it will either miss your buy limits, your buy stops, it will miss your take profits. You won't generally have correct order numbers. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Comment below if you've experienced that. I just went back to realize, why hasn't it stopped where I actually took profit and shown that value? Then I remembered that this happened, the split off literally a second when I watched it, because I had alerts on my targets, and that's something that we'll talk about later. When this alert hit of my target, I caught price going down somewhere there, and that's how the trade happened. Look, there's always lows that I'm targeting. I think this is the target, sorry. There's always lows that I'm targeting and equal lows that we target. But nonetheless, guys, that's just outside from the purpose of the video. But either way, those are the two trades I could find. If you were early in the market, this was an entry. This was an entry. This could have been a break even, as it was. There could have been an entry here. There could have been an entry there, an entry there, which could have been a break even. There could have been an entry in this low and then that low. Look, you could have had multiple entries. I only had two. But when price pullbacks at you, do not be alarmed. When this happens, let it not ruin your day. Let it not ruin your trading career. Don't trade the opposite direction of the market. Pullback can happen up until this place and continues lower. However, if it continues and breaks above this area, that's for sure a change in market direction. Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment below, share with your friends, share with your grandmother, share with your cat, with your peeps and everyone who's trading smart money concepts. Keep well, guys. Cheers.